Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, wow, cool. So it looks like the audio is all right. Let us know if we sound weird. The AC is still running, just to give us some semblance of not hot.
Very warm.
Yeah.
In Colorado these
Yeah,
days.
and it would be really, really bad if the thing wasn't on at all. So.
Hi, Rose.
Yo.
What's up, everybody? I'm tipping the. Oh yeah, wrong shirt. Tipping my coffee cup to you.
So, welcome to Fireside Chat number 18.
Indeed. 18 fireside chats. Boy, the chatting we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Actually, today was kind of cool. We got a care package from some friends at Razer.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Folks at Razer saw fit to send us over a couple of VR, open VR
Dev kits.
dev kits. I was like, I'm all DKs, you know,
Donkey Kongs.
SDKs.
Yeah.
Those
Super
dev
Donkey
kit
Kongs.
things, yeah. So we can play with VR into the future here at Skyward Star.
So I don't know what'll come of that yet, but something will.
Yeah, something fun.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Can we show
and probably
them?
related to. There's nothing more to. It's just a box. Hey, look, a box, guys.
A box.
Yep, we actually got one of each. We got
Cardboard and square.
Your
HDK2 and an HDK.
Yeah. VR meow. Oh my god,
Nope.
guys.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Stuff. Unboxing.
I'm just gonna give them a money shot. They want.
Wow.
Wow. There it goes, guys.
Stuff. Don't let
The
that
money
fall
shot.
out of the
Yep.
box.
No.
There's the money shot.
Yeah.
Don't try to use tissue to wipe that off.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, see, HDK2. We're not even lying to you.
All right.
Yep.
That's supposedly coming.
Yeah, amazingly they didn't show up first. Which
Yeah,
is what we
and
thought
we
was
were
gonna
supposed to be
happen.
getting those first. So
See, and even Cloak thanked me for my
Oh,
money.
yeah,
shot.
man.
Of course.
Dev porn.
Yeah.
It's not a good money shot if they don't thank you.
Yeah. A better money shot is if we had like a
It's not
table so
carrying
that
this
it
out
would
any
fall
further.
out.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Fireside.
But yeah, it's been a pretty cool week.
Yep. Been making some progress.
Yeah, in fact, you've been making some kick-ass cool progress.
Thank you. I've done a lot of work on the map. I have another video just waiting in the wings. I think actually we have material for 2. Not sure. I'd have to ask my producer.
It's actually technically 3, but I think I'm going to mash the last 2 together.
Okay. Yeah, my video producer over there is taking my raw content and turning it into what you patrons.
Yep. In Earth time, it's about 2 hours of footage, but in high time, I think it's 40 minutes.
40 minutes, right? I think I have wrapped the graphite portion of this project. I think I'm now moving into inking. I'm working on a couple guides today, actually. I have a high-res photo of the actual map so I can annotate it in Photoshop and make nice, crisp icons and you know, titling and stuff, so that when I look over at my model, I can read it readily and quickly, so as not to leave massive pauses in the video.
Mm-hmm.
And also because there are probably 15 trade stops that have become obvious based on the trade routes, you know, 2 days apart, more or less, or, you know, you could probably make some of them are about a day's apart, but most average trade stops of actual size that need a name and a marking on the map are about 2 days travel.
That's
For a caravan, one to the other, because that makes sense.
yeah, that's interesting. I know, but they might not know, and so I bring up this question. That seems like some high development there. Like at least these peoples in cities seem really connected. What inspired you for the distancing between these stops?
Oh, I did a lot of research about how far an average horse-drawn laden carriage could travel in a day.
Yeah, and I hear that there was a real life example that you also used.
There were a few. I also used the Pony Express.
Yeah.
So Pony Express stops were 1 day apart, all the way across the country, because they were what pony at full speed could ride point to point to point to point to point to point. So often they weren't surrounded by a town; they were often just their own self.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere, and sometimes they would sync them up to the railroad tracks, but the issue was the train could carry mail faster than the pony could anyway.
Yeah.
that
So
was
as soon
kind
as
of
the tracks
beginning
made
of
it
the
through,
end,
it was the end of the Pony
Oh,
Express.
of course. But
Um,
in this case, it seems like the
There's a
broad.
whole
We don't
television
have
series
trains.
about it.
Yeah, no,
There's
we
a
don't
whole
have
what?
to.
There was a whole television series about it.
Really?
Full of drama. Oh,
Oh, neat.
Huh.
Right on.
No, but It seems like the Broggians have set up themselves a pretty good infrastructure between these cities and the Synod.
Well, it's the Synod. It's
Yeah.
not just the Broggian. It's the Synod of the Elder Gods. So it is.
Yeah.
It is the Broggians. It's also the Nodensians. It's
Well,
also the people
I assumed it was Broggians because they seem the best numbered wise, and they would be the ones.
there's
that
probably
might measure that.
more. There are probably more people that are. How would you say it? Who were adherents to the life ways of Teleston, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Who I guess you could say worship the Elder Gods, but do so without really noticing, without calling out a particular god's name. More like you always pour a little wine in the berry patch when you harvest, because then it seems like
those
that.
are the people who set up these stops.
Well,
It seems this just
trade
seems like, yeah.
set up these stops.
Ah.
These evolved like a slime mold.
Okay.
Maybe to, appease a local goddess, you might sacrifice something for a good vintage of grapes or something like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Definitely.
and put the blood into the that maybe is recorded like as having happened somewhere, perhaps.
Yeah, but what god is that? Nobody knows.
I could probably tell you.
I know. What I mean is in Teleston, nobody knows.
No one
Yeah.
really knows, right? Certainly, the poor young lady who found herself feeding the earth had no idea to whom she
Right.
was being offered.
Right, exactly.
Right. So that's what I as far as religion goes, that's what I think most people would, your average everyday person would have, maybe a favorite, maybe something their mom taught them, maybe something they learned when they lived in a town or something. But if you grow up in the shadow of the cathedral, you're probably going to tacitly worship Nodens.
When I said Broggian are more numbered, I didn't mean population-wise. I meant knowledgeable in numbers. The ones who would
Higher
have
numbers.
measured.
Oh, you mean they are the most educated in
the
general?
ones who would have measured
They have the
stop.
highest level of numeracy?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. They seem in my
probably
head
between
the ones who would have set up the technical infrastructure that would have made this sort of 2-day stop thing possible.
that, I think.
And actually, you already said that it evolved like a
the
slime
two-
mold, so it wasn't.
in
them who
general,
did it.
that's how trade tends to evolve.
Yeah,
Trade routes.
Real world works the same way.
Real
Oh,
world
I didn't
trade
realize.
routes. Yeah, you go the
I
straightest
thought
path
the Mongols
you can.
had to set up the Silk Trade, or
Actually, no, the Silk Road.
Silk Road just
The Silk Road
was there, and then they
evolved
realized
out of-
it and fortified it.
more than that. Like the Silk Road connected many little villages, and then eventually was this to this to this to this to this. And it turns out that the origins of the Silk Road go back farther than history.
Right, I was
Okay.
gonna say,
We
actually
don't have
know
written origins.
when-
Yeah, and so it was just some cat in China, probably a Mongol, who went, "Hey, there's this trade route that's been here forever. Let's fortify it a little bit and give it some fancy name."
It's more
and
like he
get-"
was like, we should secure the road to the north.
Okay,
We know that's the road that goes all the way to blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And when he gets to blah blah
South-
blah, they're
south-
like, actually, you can
south-
take this road out and go that way.
Yeah.
But it's more like I know the way to the village to the north where I trade.
Yeah.
And then once you're there,
In a way
maybe
that-
you couldn't make enough this year, so you push to the village north
Right.
of that with a guide, and now you know 2 legs of the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And eventually,
And it wasn't until some cat in China gave it a name or something.
I
Well,
think
the Silk Road is like a concept, and I actually
Yeah.
think it's older than China. Like,
Yo,
even
yeah.
as the Silk Road.
Well,
Indeed.
yeah, actually,
I wonder if the
when I
exhibit
was
is still going on over
studying
at the
Persia and the
Museum of Nature and
Ottomans,
Science.
they
They had a
actually
whole
traded
silver
on
thing.
Oh
it.
yeah, I
Silk
forgot
Road
about
one.
that. Yeah.
The Babylons too. There's evidence that the
Babylonian.
Babylonians used part of the Silk Road, or what
Uh-huh.
would
I think
be the Silk Road.
It's more like the Silk Road is kind of like the prehistoric version of the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's all the trade goes on the Silk Road.
Yeah. And actually, it wouldn't
That's-
be some cat in China who called it the Silk Road. It'd be some cat
It's
in
super
Italy who was
pseudo-
all like, "Dude,
I think some
I
cat
have
in China's
found
name is
this
Sagwa.
place, and I'm going
I saw
to
a
call it
cartoon
the
about
Silk
Some
Road."
cat in China?
Yeah,
I'm
Sagwa,
I'm
right?
pretty sure, yeah, exactly. Sagwa. Some cat in China.
That is a cat in China.
Yeah,
sure.
some cat in China.
Yeah, but that's
Sagwa.
Sagwa.
sure. That's not what Sagwa means. Sagwa means melon head.
We know that.
No, Bagua means silly melon head.
Yeah.
Sagwa, I think, had to do with like the
Melon
ink, the
head.
ink tip. No, it was different.
No, because the guy who was the
It was
ink
her
tip
brother.
was
It was her
was
brother
her
was
da-
silly melon head.
No, that was her.
And there was her brother. I
No, her
promise.
brother was cooler than that, and that's why she felt jealous. I remember
Oh my
this
God.
Some
episode.
cat in China.
Sagwa. I seriously.
So to
I
answer
remember.
your,
and
to
then
answer
the
your
gentle
question, Neuro, actually
calligraphy.
we
was
started to
her
ask
sister.
that question and then realized we couldn't get past the first question, which is African and European. How does that work?
I have no idea. And in fact, is one not degenerate offshoot of another, or even a exogenerate.
Degenerate might be the wrong
Well,
word.
just
That's why I said maybe exogenerate.
in Telestra.
Oh, yeah.
If the swallows come from Africa and Europe, then
But they don't. Not in
then
Telestra.
you
They
can't
have
take
to-
metrics.
That would be
Oh,
some
yes.
weird dimensional void.
That's what I'm saying. It's impossible.
No, you'd have to ask me about the Anacophis.
You see what I'm saying? We're still stuck on that question.
So where did the coconuts come from?
No, he was wondering if we had metrics on unladen swallows at full speed.
Oh no.
Then we'd have to know whether it was an Anacothan or a Greyshore swallow.
Well, we don't even know if there's
Or a
a swallow.
Falkirk swallow. Could be the Falkirk Swift.
It's a Throst.
The Frost. So,
I would imagine that the island birds are
yeah,
generally
to
pink.
answer the overall question, the trade networks grew organically as they
Oh,
tend to do.
that's cool. I actually wouldn't have thought that, only because of how it's because of how I build worlds. I wouldn't think about it that way through the historical perspective
So,
of somebody.
You plot
doing that.
plot the most direct route,
Yeah.
and then you divert where you have to based on physical features of the land, because we don't have massive earth movers.
Yeah, and physical.
Unless you count
When you
roads,
say
yeah.
physical features, you don't just mean like,
I mean, rivers and hills and lakes and large stones that you can't really put a road over.
oh, what about like small little area where bandits usually hang out? Is that also a physical feature of the
No.
land?
No,
If
you just scrub all the bandits out and
Yeah,
then make
if
the
it's a
road.
permanent area and you can't beat the bandits, maybe
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but-
would be a rare case.
yeah, because of that many bandits, now you've got a town.
Well, maybe.
They
Yeah.
need logistics.
Or a pirate port. Yeah.
Right. They need
These
food and water.
These
And
things do happen in real life.
Yes.
It's just they're remarkable.
Yeah.
Well, and when they do happen, Port Royal, for example, Port Royal was
It's not Port Royal. It's Port Haven.
Yeah, well, it's Tortuga. But
And
yeah.
It's-
Tortuga.
yeah, there you go. Tortuga.
But all of these had
Royal was
some
England.
amount of legit
Yeah.
trade because they needed
Port
water
Royal. Yeah, but Port Royal was
and sugar
England.
and salt and yeah. I'm just saying that anyone that reaches
Tortuga
a particular
was,
size,
Blackbeard.
a particular
Or was
level
it
of
Pirate Kid?
development needs to integrate.
No, it's fuck, I can't remember his name. It's
Because more than one of them set up.
it's before that, and it's a republic. Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was, and it wasn't even part of like. Yeah, it was.
yeah, it was illegal technically.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
Blackbeard, Cook, and Kid all set up something like that.
yep. So what else did you do?
Yeah, so shit tons of map, lots of research, also some editing, a little bit of writing, and I began some art for the art of the cards. Started working on a little bit of that.
The art of the cards.
The art of the cards, yes. And I've been overseeing the Hopa, which has been pretty fun. It's just rolling along.
Yeah, the Hope has actually had some interesting activity. I know it's kind of been in the opposite of the goal of narrowing things down.
No,
Still,
but it
there's
is
been some cool
fomenting
stuff discussed.
Berlin.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
got the
I worked on some cool stuff.
TM.
Like all of this other stuff wasn't cool.
No. I worked on some cool stuff.
TM.
TM. And capital C, capital S, cool stuff. So that'll be happening for some people.
Yep, that's cool.
That's vague.
That stuff.
It's intended.
I
It's
know.
cool stuff. That's actually a Patreon benefit for particular patrons.
Right.
Oh,
we
yes,
have
yes.
a swath of patrons at that
Who-
level who will all be the pawns in the greatest story.
So, I understand there was a first draft high-level design doc for the Hopa. circulated last
there
week.
is.
Ooh, I would need
I
to
have
see
looked it
that.
over. There's also some documentation that was shipped today, actually.
Yeah?
For looking over. Yeah. I've looked at.
I actually don't think I
All of
checked
it is
that out
rolling
yet.
in the
mean, I-
proper direction.
I would like.
Some bits of the storyline have become more streamlined, while some others have gotten a little more
out of control.
well, just the potential, the choice space has gotten large.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Now that's really cool. Actually, I really like the Hopa because it's mostly community. It's mostly you guys.
Right.
And so it's fun to me to see all of that stuff run, right? Because like I'm basically lead engineer on the project. So I try not to get involved in the design discussion. You know, I often laugh because I'll probably have an idea that somebody's already had. But not knowing that, I'll throw it out there, and then someone will be like, "Oh God, not this again!"
Yep, we already went rounds about this last night at 2 a.m.
Yeah, but I apologize for that, everybody. You've all been very patient with me, and I appreciate that. It's actually a really cool project, though. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to actually get the engine up and running.
Also, yes, Neuro. I've put some what you'd call like bushwhacker landmarks, or there are ruins that were never talked about in any of our blogs or anything that are represented because they're known ruins, and that sort of thing. So yeah, there will be also landmarks out in the open areas, and I'm trying to fill in lots of spaces on the map so that there are no really open voids, except for the areas that are ocean right around the edges. Because people don't tend to sail this way. You got the sound in the center though. Like it's pretty detail rich. It's good shit. Also, we will probably more than once pimp the Patreon page in this here thread. But if you go there right now, or anytime soon, even if you're not a patron, there is a photo that I posted. It's just it's a for everyone to see.
Yep, just a peek at the map.
Thing we're going on. That is a peek at the map, and anyone who is particularly interested in the lore
could mine it for clues.
There's quite a bit to mine out of that.
A little bit. Also a fancy sword.
There's a fancy sword. It's your fancy sword. Well, you are the holder of that fancy sword.
And a bespoke
It's
helm.
regalia. Yeah, and a bespoke helm, indeed.
Bespoke.
That's
I don't
also my
remember
helm.
who it was actually made specifically for, but gonna be his heavy hat.
It's also my hat.
Hats and bats, bro.
Yay!
Yep.
But
Get ready.
no,
3
I'm
weeks
gonna
to get
need to-
authorized.
Oh, cool. Whatever. No.
For
Battlemore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to look at that HOPA document soon because I'm supposed to be making a art request for that.
Yep. It's the cards. What you need to work on first.
You
It's
really?
the card set.
I actually was gonna say I was holding off on making an art request for the card set because last time we talked about me
There was
doing
symbology
or
at stake.
doing.
I've
stuff,
already
there
set
was
up
symbology at stake,
some of the
yeah.
core symbols, so like, we'll talk offline. But I think we can get at least the HOPA versions put together pretty quickly. And if you're stalling out, I can even use you to help do that.
Okay, absolutely. Right now, I'm not exactly stalling out. I'm also adding more story.
Stalling out, hit the mustache.
It's just- Yeah.
Stalling out.
But no, I'm adding stories to the Patron Talisman site. Though most of them haven't actually been published for you guys to see yet because they don't have art. I've also mostly today have been working on a quick bit of art featuring 2 caves and a fish icon for should I say the name of the story? Story that has to do with archaeology
Yeah,
and
go for it. I was
life
gonna say they
and-
should know about it.
Yeah, it's
Supra drift.
but it's a picture for a day in the life of the
Nice zero.
what are they? I forgot the word. I was saying the word and I forgot it. Archaeologist. Day in the life of the archaeologist. Anyway, I'm working on the art for that. I'm almost done with part 1 of the Kongarai story. I know I said that last week, but conversations take a little longer than I thought they would because I'm not good at conversing with the people in and out of writing, and so writing it's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
But I've been basically marching through that, and hopefully I'm going to get some help from these 2 once I'm done with it, and they can look at it and go, all right, this is what you absolutely need to change because it sucks, and then I can rewrite it, and then I can publish it for you guys, and it'll be great. Yay.
Well, and then we can send it to our editors and
Oh yeah, because we have
make
more
sure
than
it gets
one
nice and
editor, too.
polished.
Yeah, exactly.
We do.
But that's almost done.
More of that awesome community work.
Yep. Absolutely.
Dude, you guys are awesome. I don't know. Telston stuff, that's basically what I've been doing. Crap. I've been doing a lot of more advertising, trying to flush out,
That's true.
how to exactly shill my stuff in the best way possible. I have a written down schedule that I then need to put into a daily reminder on my phone and on my computer so that I don't do what I did this Monday and forget to advertise on the DOPHQ and Steam for Omboa's game. That's
Happens,
70
happens.
people
Yeah.
that didn't see an event pop up.
The important thing is to tell us that stuff gets advertised.
Oh yeah,
Indeed.
absolutely. It is. But I've been trying to work on growing the community and actually studying the finer points on that. You might have seen me change up a couple of the formats of my tweets, but yeah.
Midlife Crisis was a fucking gnarly song by one of the raddest bands of the 90s.
Dude, it was wicked bitchin'. Look it up or ask your mom.
I'll ask her next time I talk to her.
What are you doing? What?
Nothing.
Not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been on to lately?
So mostly I've been writing, which has actually been really cool. So I've been doing a lot of software over the last few weeks, off and on. You guys have seen it on streams. I've basically been, not coding, then making terrible UI, and so I've been pecking away in the background on the second part of the Angler story that I had written. I finally finished the first draft today. So I went full time on that starting yesterday. And busted out the last 4 pages of it, so that it's ready to go as soon as it gets edited.
Yeah, I'm working on that today. Actually, it's one of the passes I did.
It's gonna need editing. I'm sure.
Finished that interview.
Oh yeah, and we did an interview. I don't know when it's going to be published or anything, but we did finish that and wrap that up. We mentioned it last week, so that's in the can now.
Yeah, it is.
Another bit of writing.
Yep. We also got pretty far in the character creator. All that's left now is selecting skills.
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit of a lie. I also need to add the age-related decay. So when you set your age, it needs to adjust stats as your age changes. But that's pretty easy to do. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's just
I might even do that like tomorrow night. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. It's 5 minutes. Right?
Sure.
The hard part's going to be skills because I need to come up with a data structure to hold all the skills, which I actually got a head start on in the development streams already. But then somebody has to enter all of the skills into that data structure so that you can actually pick them from a list. So not only do I have to write all of that UI, I've also got to write all of that content. The good news is good news is that section doesn't exist in the player's guide yet.
the skills section.
Right.
We do have a list of skills.
We know what skills go there.
Correct.
They have not been written into the book.
Oh,
So I'm just going to use the same structure for both.
right. I was
And
gonna
use
say.
the same text.
Yeah, and then you can dump it straight out of the device and put it right into the.
Well, actually, I'm going to do it the other way around. I'm going to write it in the player's guide and then
And
dump it into the data
content.
structure.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that works.
So that's my plan, actually, for sometime this week or next week, depending on which I do first. If I do the UI on the stream, then I'll do the data over the course of regular work, but whatever.
Was another member of the community there, Zira, but certainly a community interview.
Yep.
Well, we can't just out them.
With a cool new game site.
We don't want to until their cool new game
Yeah,
site
I don't want to
becomes
steal
live.
somebody. I don't
I'm
want
not
to be a
stealing the
thief.
thunder.
Yeah,
I'm not-
I
yeah, exactly.
understand.
So,
the thunder thief.
The Thunder Thief.
yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Codesmithing
Yeah, codesmithing and writing.
and writing.
I need to get art for that story, and it needs to get edited.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going edit pass number 1.
Speaking of art, why don't you give us an update on Patreon? Because I understand that we have a couple of new patrons, don't we?
We do have a few more patrons. I think 2 more in the last week have shown up. Being with the names. First one was Jade.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yes.
second was
With a Y.
Yes. Yeah. Very special spelling of Jade. And then the other was a fairly lengthy name I had to look up. But did it turn out to be?
I don't remember.
Did we get a short name? Somebody should tell us. If you're new and you're watching, you should be like, "Yo, it's me."
2,000 more patrons.
Yeah, that would be awesome, sir.
sir.
We
Yes.
would be rocking and perhaps rolling as well, and then this would be a now hiring ad.
So
No,
rather
no,
than
each one is only 1 penny.
Oh no, well still.
No. You gotta kick in at least $5.
Yeah, that's right. $5 is our low end.
Damn, $2,005 patrons would
Maybe 10K, bruh. I mean, minus Patreon's cut. But,
And
like,
tax.
we could get an office
well, the tax we have to cut
Taxes.
ourselves.
and then
Oh.
use the rest of the money to hire people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't cut it
Yeah.
themselves.
So that reminds me, we've had a
Lazy
couple more
bastards.
power
I'm
outages in the
joking.
last few days.
Yeah, this little office
Oh,
here
yeah.
tends to suck more juice than perhaps we.
Than the circuit breaker likes.
Yeah.
And so
Then
we're
we
trying to
can feed.
wonder, we're trying to figure out what the best way to problems.
Yep. It's looking like office space outside of here is a bit costly still, but
It's certainly not within our reach yet.
but it's not so far off that it's impossible. So we're still working on it.
But yeah, someplace that pays the power bill would be nice. Then we
Yeah,
can set
super
up,
slick.
Then we can set
'Cause
up
then
an
we could
Ethereum mine. and
Put
get
up
real
coin miners.
Well, why do you guys spend so much electricity?
Shh. It's about right. Get out of here.
Right. Plus it's Colorado, so if they paid for water and electricity, we could have a nice little flow and ebb
Oh yeah.
table.
I think
Little
that's.
ebb and flow set
I think
in the
that's
corner.
unfortunately explicitly illegal because because we live in the city that Footloose was filmed in.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's right. I have to go Kevin Bacon on this shit.
I wonder if you can dance your way to legal marijuana.
That, or we could just find a place in the, over the county line and get our office there.
It's actually not a bad idea, Zero.
Yeah, no problem. Could probably work that out. Plus, the landlord would be thrilled.
Oh yeah.
Oh, upgrading my house.
Add some equity to my
Add some
property?
equity to my property. Yay.
Yeah, we know the landlord personally.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah.
I've known him my whole life.
On the other hand,
Really?
if you split that circuit between the basement
So have you.
and this room, you'd still mine coins.
Yeah, because we would
Just
have
to
enough.
pay the electricity bill.
Yeah, that would be a little costly. My neighbor's been mining Ethereum, so
Yeah.
it's making me think about it again.
Yeah, successfully too. right?
Yeah, apparently he's doing all right. I'm supposed to custodian his machines over the course of a week. He's going on a cruise, so I'm supposed to be checking out his machines. So
Oh, cool.
I'll get back to you with some stuff.
I'll get you new wallets, new wallet addresses for all of the miners.
Yeah.
to-
No,
we'll just take a
pictures all
fraction.
running.
We'll just take a fraction of every coin off the top.
Can't say that. There's a camera.
That's a joke. It's a what is that? Superman 3? Like
Yeah.
it's a Superman reference.
My dad is not a master electrician. He is an electronics engineer. And actually, these days he doesn't do that much. I guess he does. Actually, he does
Yeah, he
more
does.
than he used to. He was a producer.
Yeah, he was a producer for a long while.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Anybody
So,
got any questions?
Any questions about the upcoming future of Teleston?
Somebody, please,
Yep.
get me on the phone with Bandai. We want an anime.
That would be really cool.
Oh, we saw the first Oracles of Teleston.
Oh yes, we did.
Oh, fuck yeah.
well,
Excuse
I
me.
had to.
If you
watch
have not
the
seen Oracles of
re-recording.
Teleston, you should
'Cause
go
I wasn't
over
there.
to the Theory Forge
Yep.
Twitch.
Twitch.tv
Twitch.tv/Theory Forge, and you should go follow them because they give you awesome content even when it's not us. And
Yeah.
then watch
Apparently,
because they're going to be doing a show called Oracles of Teleston. I
Yep,
think
the
it's
next one's the
bi-monthly.
14th. Yeah, the
Or-
next
yeah,
one's on the
twice a month.
14th.
Yeah.
And
apparently,
someone amongst us has been requested to be a guest on that show, and it's not me, and it isn't Snipe.
Really?
Conan,
I
obviously,
don't
or
think-
Call.
don't
They're
think
gonna
Carl's
have
gonna make
Conan
it.
on Theory Forge, but if he can't fall in, then I think it's gonna be a homeboy.
Hombre,
The Verde Manzana has been
The
asked.
Verde
Okay.
edition.
Special guest.
I
Nice.
should probably do
So,
something like that.
We've been, y'all should too.
Great. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, dude! It'll be awesome.
Yeah, no, it would be great.
I really liked the opening show too. That was
Yeah,
really cool.
It was a good
Yeah,
show.
no, I liked it.
And I like having my Sundays at 2.
Yeah, it's nice
You
to
know?
have that void filled again.
Exactly. I was missing
Now it's
out.
time to do.
Yeah.
My alarm all went off. I was like, "What's that?" Oh,
Yep. It's
Theory
time.
Forge time.
Make my coffee, load my bowl. Yeah, it's Theory Forge. Yeah, so I'm glad to have him back. And I think it'll be exciting to have Verde on the show.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be pretty fun.
Yep. Oh, and to our patrons, if you check the VIP room in our Discord server and check the pinned messages,
Correct.
you'll notice the access information for our Starbound server is there. That's never been a stated thing that we would do for our patrons, but it is a cool thing that we would like to do for you guys whenever we have a server.
Do
up.
to
Do to you.
For you guys.
So if you're interested in playing Starbound, you can log in, have a look. The access is right there in the Discord. Please play, have fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
For the patrons. Check it out. Have a good time.
Think of it our way of saying, thanks, you guys are cool, hang out.
Yep. We did that on Joy Night last week. Played on the Starbound server.
Yeah, on Saturday, that was fun.
That was pretty cool. Got a little tour.
Yep.
I'm sure that's down in the doobly-doo.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Bringing up the DOP group. Oh, speaking of which, I want to tell both of you, we have this like weird little announcement system right below it, right? So along with changing our names back to demos and games,
Right,
We
Twitch
should
has
do
the little-
we should do a little announcement before like
something like next on.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's just what I was.
It's a
I
good
don't know.
idea.
It was
Yeah, it's an
just an
interesting
idea.
little piece of UI they made. So
Yeah. That was it.
I hadn't noticed since that's not how I stream.
Yeah.
But it's just a thing that they added fairly recently,
Yeah.
and we have not used it. Might as well, max our.
And
Max
because we're
our
talking about
abilities.
that, at 11:30 tonight, I hear that Verde Manzana is also playing some games.
What you playing tonight, Verde?
So I'm either going to be playing Nobunaga's Ambition, or because I purchased myself a $20 Steam card the other day, I might buy a game, maybe if I feel like there's a game worth $20 out there, and play that instead.
Yep.
But if not, it's Nobunaga's Ambition. We're going to lead the Imagawa into glory and good health and all of those other things by causing Oda Nobunaga no glory and no good health.
Awesome. I think I'm following that up on Wednesday, and I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna make one. I have an idea. Wednesdays, I think, are a good day to be playing like rando games, which is what I've been doing so far, and I'm probably gonna keep that up. But one of these days, I'm gonna be replacing. I kind of want to play a game called Sometimes Always Monsters,
I've heard
Oh
about
yeah,
this
that's
one.
on my wish list.
and I want to stream that one. So I'm thinking that's a story game that takes time.
Yeah,
so
it
I'm
is.
gonna have to put it on.
I don't play games from
Oh.
that company anymore now.
I'm gonna have to put it on a channel that on one of the days that I play a regular game. So I was hoping to defeat the Brigand 8 Pounder last night,
Dirty.
but that roguish shaft of iron got the best of me. So I'll have to come back another time because that's the last of the stereotype monsters. It's the last of the bosses in
Oh, that's
Darkest
cool.
Dungeon, that the templates,
Mhm.
boss
That you
templates
haven't beaten yet.
that I haven't beaten. So when I can do that one, maybe I'll move on, and then that's how that'll roll.
Yeah.
Is Headlander Devolver? I thought it was.
Oh, it's always sometimes
I
monsters.
thought
Exactly.
it was. I thought it was Double Fraud.
No, it's sometimes always.
No. That's you're talking about the sequel.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yes, the first one.
Yeah, I guess I've
actually
also
like
been
Devolver.
thinking of...
Yeah, I'm down with Devolver. Actually,
Like you said, I thought it was Double Fraud.
because we had some luck with
Double Fraud.
Winterwolf's visual
Double-
novels, right? I was thinking that maybe I could also play Always Remember Me, which is a just
that one was
classic visual novel.
sad.
Yeah.
Only because it starts
That's what I
off
thought-
with
that's what I
the
thought.
girlfriend riding a motorcycle without a helmet on, and Dude Meister crashes and gets
Which one's
amnesia.
this?
Always Remember Me.
Oh yeah, I read that.
That one isn't exactly sad when you think that maybe both of you guys should have been wearing a helmet.
Yeah, you're gonna put your girlfriend on your fucking motorcycle. You give her your helmet. That way you die.
Well, that's what he did,
Right, but then and then
and then he
amnesia.
got amnesia.
Maybe you both need a helmet.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, wise.
See,
That's why you
wise
always
beyond your
be-
years,
that's why you
son.
always have a loner helmet, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking you were gonna do a flower shop one of these days.
No,
show
I
us
wasn't
your
gonna do
mastery
flower
of the
shop because
librarian
you
line.
said you wanted to do flower shop.
I was, because I'm still working on
Because
the
you're
mastery
still
of
working
the
on the
librarian
librarian,
line.
even though I've
She's
got
so
the
hard!
librarian. She's okay.
And yet so awesome.
Yeah,
It's a fun story.
it
Yeah,
is.
it was cool.
It's the tragical.
It was.
Well, it's one of the two.
Yeah, I
tragicals,
guess
to
it's
be
just,
fair.
yeah.
The flower shop girl is also kind of.
Yep.
But no, we were supposed to be doing a generational fortress
Dwarf Fortress
thing
game.
sometime.
So that
We would
requires
need to,
us scheduling all being on the first stream so we can talk about the decisions.
Yeah.
Things like that.
It's not hard, man.
No,
But don't
tell
anyone.
anyone.
no. But we should do that. That would
Sure.
be cool.
Yeah, I'm not even saying the Double Fraud makes bad games. I'm saying fool me once, ... Fool me twice, ...
Fool me thrice.
Yep, absolutely zero.
Somebody stop me.
Yeah.
That's how that ends, right?
Absolutely zero. It's so true. It was the third or fourth time I was contemplating whether I could get my helmet off before I hit the bay. Being cut off, coming out of the Richmond San Rafael toll booth onto the
Oh
fucking
yeah, under the Bay Bridge.
the Richmond San Rafael Bridge.
Sorry, you're right. It's that one.
Yeah, there's a little tiny island right there, and on a bike you can just see over the rail perfectly and be like, look, there's seals on that island, and that lady just nearly scraped me right into the ocean.
Damn.
But you're like, 5 stories above the ocean, so is that long enough that you could get your helmet off so you don't break your neck on impact? Yeah, I had to not commute on the bike
I think
anymore.
it's long enough that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I
If you
stopped
pencil,
commuting.
you could be okay. Maybe. Hopefully.
Hmm?
I hear if you know how to pencil
Every day.
really well, that you
Twice a
might
day.
be able to.
Oh yeah, yeah. You like slice through the water. Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, well, that's why I was worried. So when I was in Devil Pups, I learned how to fall into water from a high distance. They make you. I think I did a 20-foot tower. It was hot, like scary hot.
20 foot.
Wow. But you do this and you point your toes and you put your chin down and you pencil. But with a helmet, the motorcycle helmet on, you're jacked. You're gonna hit the water and it's gonna tear your head off.
It's like having a drogue shoot.
Exactly.
Right,
When landing from there, the worst stuff that happens is to your arms right here. I learned it from Bear Grylls of all people.
Yeah, I've actually literally done it.
Yeah.
They had divers in the pool in case one of us fucked up.
Literally did. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was Devil Pup, man. Junior Marine.
Yeah.
I fired a 50 cal chain fed machine gun
Fuck that bullshit.
over Los Angeles.
Fuck that bullshit.
That was kind of a blast. There were no bullets. They were blanks. But it was still pretty wild. I was only 13.
So I'm going to answer Zero's questions here. He wants to know if we have an idea when the PvP game will be testable for patrons and founders.
So he's going to finish his
That's a serious
character creator. Then after the character creator was done,
It's combat.
Yeah, it's combat.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, hey, we should
Beyond
work on
that,
combat
it's
because I
testable.
want to write it.
Yeah, once combat is done, it's testable.
Yeah.
Then we can start talking
Everything
about
else
skills,
is about
but
expanding on those details and
Correct.
listing out all the lists.
We also
Magic needs to be
combat
done
includes
last,
skills.
right?
I'm not Turden. I'm going to work on the last piece of the quick create, which is the skill selection stuff. But yeah, as far as like how long, Zero, I don't know. The rate we're going, the cool thing is I'm getting back into rewriting the player's guide, so it'll be sooner than later, but it's probably 3 or 4 weeks away.
But probably not much longer than that. You've done most of the serious math except for the combat.
Yeah, and maybe
the combat
not even that long since the combat isn't really that difficult.
Right, it's intentionally streamlined.
Right.
It's more about templates.
Yeah.
So it could be pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's it. I should show you guys one stream what I already have as far as like Origin Matrix code goes. There's no content in it, but I already have the editor. It's just content. The Origin Matrix is not difficult to get into the game. That's why I'm not worried about it yet. In
It's
fact,
a matter of spending a couple
it's
days
even
burning
written
content
in pure C#, so I can drop it into a Unity app like that. You know.
That's totally transportable code.
Oh yeah, and Zero, I'll be releasing all of these prototypes as soon as they're done. So like once we get the skill selection in, the next thing for me to do is some way for you to save and load your characters, and then I'm gonna let you guys have it.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'll move on to probably the I don't know, like maybe I'll just go straight to combat math.
Yeah, if that's
That'd
what's
be
missing.
cool. Yeah.
Barrel through it, and then we'll at least have the base building blocks, and we can have, print out versions.
Yeah,
PDF
like I
versions
was
of the
thinking,
rule
maybe
set.
I'll build a combat simulator so that my Thursday streams are related. You know?
Something like Deadliest Warrior. You plug in 2 character sheets and then
Yeah,
fight.
pretty much exactly like that. Yeah,
We used to play that at game cons.
but like with the blow.
Deadliest
Yeah, they were.
Well,
they
it
were
was,
arena
wasn't called
fights,
that. It was something else, but they were arena fights, and
So
you
you
pay $1, I think, or you
Yeah.
get 5 free if you were a con goer and you had a badge. But then otherwise they were $1 a piece, and you pay the dude. You generate your character, and that was like you would put the points in how you wanted from a pool. Pick your weapon styles, and then they would feed them in, and then you could just come back throughout the con
and they would fight
see how the good guy
gladiator
had
battles
been doing
against
in
each other.
gladiator
That's
tree
cool.
fights. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Deadliest Warrior had this weird fuckety system where they called the Slytherin system, and they tried to look at the history of the weapons and things of 2 things. So it like knight and samurai, and so they would look at the 2 different weapons, score who got the best score on each weapon, and then plug them into a fight, and then out of like
It's
10,000 fights,
based on the
they
RTS math, the guys at
What
oh my
he's
god,
saying.
I can't think of the name of the company now. That's
Nice.
terrible.
Isn't it Slytherin?
It's not. That's the name of the engine.
Okay.
The name of the company is like Innovations or something. I forget. They made some pretty cool RTS games back in the day.
Yeah, but then they base
Like
off
SSI
who would
or
have.
not them, but
No, way too old.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like 1999 to 2007.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But then they base off who's the best warrior based on who won the most simulated
They
fights.
might have been one of
Nice.
the first guys to work on Total War.
All right. Okay. I vaguely know that
It's
heritage.
Ensemble. It might be Ensemble. I think it's Ensemble.
Got it.
But that would be a neat thing to have.
We
not
don't yet,
only
Paul,
as
but
just a
everything
thing,
that
but
we're
as an
working
after-cell,
on,
so we can deal with
we're formatting in such a way that we can,
those
when we're ready
set
to
of
pull the
PNP
trigger on
players
it,
who are
we can
like,
just
nah,
PDF
my
it
character
and
could totally
put it up,
kick your character's
and it'll
ass.
print it
Nah,
out.
mine will.
There'll be
Here,
spaces
let's
where there's
fucking
no
settle
art.
this.
Right.
Put it in a
Otherwise,
robot.
it's lots of text.
Nope, your character is physically always better than that character.
Yeah.
1 out of 10,000 rounds, you know, this one won more times than that round. Stop measuring your dicks. Let's go back to the comp.
Right.
Yeah. That's what that app is right there. I think
exactly.
I think that's perfect. We
It's
need
fun.
that app in order to
Everybody
streamline
knows
the
the
game.
katana is the far superior sword.
It's the beam. Cuts
No,
through concrete, man.
It's the German Zweihander that's the far
Everybody
superior
knows
sword.
it's the katana.
Oh, the German Zweihander is not only longer, right?
It's the
In most
lightsaber,
cases.
let's be honest.
Lighter, longer, made of better steel. The Zweihander.
Lighter, longer.
Yeah.
Made
Yeah,
of better
the other
steel.
thing we have to do before we settle on a printer for the PMP is we need to do the layout for the books.
Yes.
Yep.
Right. I'm writing them with certain elements that'll have to get translated into the layout, like call-out boxes and stuff. But
Yep.
generally speaking, I'm just writing it as a manuscript. I'm not
Correct.
writing it as a book. My thought is we'll drop it into Publisher or some other book layout program.
And then we can organize and
and
lay
then
out.
make it printer ready so that when it comes time to print it, all we have to do is, give me a bid on this project.
Shiro. Cultural appropriation.
It's the far superior sword.
It's okay.
It's okay.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they are. No, but like sword, like use-wise, it's totally the Zweihander.
Rock and roll, man.
You
That's
get
fine.
longer, more steel, lighter blades that can do everything a katana can do, plus double-edged,
Sure.
right? And made of steel that wasn't made out of fucking iron sand.
Someone here is
Yeah.
a sword nerd.
Some of us prefer a weapon for a more civilized age.
Yeah, you mean the
Ah,
Zweihander.
a rapier.
Because you know those Germans, they're pretty civilized. They're bohemian.
Yeah, I don't know if you are familiar
Civilized
with that.
Bohemian.
Yeah.
Are these synonyms?
Yes.
I don't think they are, first of all.
I
but-
think they totally are.
But secondly, I also think you might want to remember that what we call Germany today was mostly Prussia.
Yep.
Where? Who?
They had the Helping Friendly book.
Yeah.
Who?
Prussia.
Prussia, Austria, you know what I mean? Like, not just...
Russia's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
you're
you're,
a penis.
You're right.
You should go-
Katanas
you
do
should
have
look up
built-in
Hessians
sunglasses.
And tell me how civilized it is.
No.
The Prussians?
Yeah, Hessians.
Oh, good. The Hessians and how civilized
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah, go look them up. Go look them up.
Okay, I
The
will
Hessians, you know.
sometime.
Leather jackets, studs, long hair.
Yeah, skulls.
Listen to fucking Motorhead.
Oh, that's great. History nerds.
Exactly, Zero, exactly.
Oh,
All right.
well.
So, it's just about our normal sign-off time anyways. Anybody have any more questions?
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, we can just keep being silly in front of the camera.
Yep, I
Oh,
like
yeah.
silliness. We'll give you the 30 seconds, 15, 30 seconds for questions. Everybody got questions? What's going on with Tell Us Didn't Tell Us That? Ask questions. Keep Did you ever even
No.
watch
No.
Jeopardy?
Nope.
Amazing.
No,
Yep.
I was a fan of that six-letter word game, Lingo, or
Slingo?
you know the one with
The balls?
the balls.
Yeah, it's like Slingo, I think is what that one's called.
Yeah.
Or is it
I think
Lingo?
I did see that one.
I think it's Slingo.
Lingo or
Yeah, it's-
Jingo
it's
or
something like that.
it was something ridiculous. But no, that
Shauna
that
used
one.
to watch that one.
Oh yeah, because it was fill in the words, and fill in the
Good.
words was fun. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I don't do game shows much no more.
No.
Right on.
Family Feud.
Well, that said, if there are no more questions,
Doesn't look like it.
and
Yeah, +7 to cool at least. Actually, +5 over 7 to cool.
I know, right? I'm working on it, Rose. I'm doing my best. I suppose we can say this is Skyward Star.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I said this is Skyward Star.
Take back
Yeah.
Cortana.
Cortana.
Awesome.
So yeah, this is Skyward Star, and thanks everybody for showing up for our Fireside.
Absolutely.
We will be broadcasting on this very same channel every night this week, doing video games with the wacky, crazy DOP crew.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
not Skyward. That's the DOP crew.
That's what I'm saying.
They're-
With the wacky,
They're
wacky,
completely different people.
they are
Absolutely.
very different.
Completely different.
And that's going to be happening later.
No
Until
zero
then-
MJ. This future is 20 seconds.
Until then, click all those
20
links.
seconds into the future.
Press all the
we'll be in
follows.
20 seconds.
If
Please,
you're not a
please
patron,
do.
be a patron. You'll get cool stuff.
Yeah, you will.
Get to read cool stories.
Yeah,
Make
you
more work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there'll be a new story coming up. In fact,
Indeed.
it's actually the time of the month where we need to start rotating out content.
It's that time in the month again.
In fact, some of it already went. I got emails that said some of it was already taken off the site.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Put to sleep. I'll show you.
cool.
Some stuff.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Anyway, you should join up, follow, keeping track, and we'll see you next time.
See you, everybody.
Be well. See you later tonight.